Hi,
That was a
everybody.
gift.
I'm glad my one made it onto the subtitles there. Hi. Guess what, everyone? It's the finale. We're both incredibly excited and incredibly sad. Thank you to those of you who have been journeying along with us in the previous 5 episodes and for this, our sixth and final. Um, as ever, I'm going to do a little disclaimer before we get going with our intros. So, this is the world of darkness, which means it is a grim parallel to our own reality where monsters lurk in the shadows. And for our story here, we look into the world of the kindred, who are the vampires who rule the city from the shadows. Due to the dark nature of this version of reality, our topics may touch against themes which are dark and disturbing. Specifically, there will be themes of off-balance power dynamics, cult activities, and the loss of agency over characters when they succumb to their own inner beasts, and the violent loss of control that can occur during this time. We have discussed our lines and veils. We have safety measures in place to look after our own well-being, but it is important that you're looking after your own. As such, if you need to step away at any point, we would not judge, and in fact would support that level of self-care. That being said, let us now introduce our players and our characters for the final time. Penitent.
Good evening, everyone. I am an penitent. I use he and they pronouns, and this evening, as I have been for the previous evenings, we'll be playing Lewis Cowan, who's he, him pronouns, our Tremere Seneschal.
Mhm.
Hi, I'm Syrinx, she, her. And today, thank God we're getting rid of her, right? For last time, I'm playing Sloane Burley, she, her, the sheriff of the town.
Howdy, I'm Magpie. I use she, her pronouns. For the last time, I will be playing Altair Knox, your local caitiff. I don't want to leave him behind. I've left the gang. Hi, everyone. My name's Satan, or less a vamp on the internet. I use any pronouns, whatever fits the bit. And tonight, for the last time, I will be playing Dragoslav, or Nosferatu Primogen.
And a little disclaimer before we get going. This chronicle uses elements of the canon story surrounding the fall of London in 2012. However, we are very much telling our own story that runs alongside it and slightly before. Some events or characters may be adapted, added, or left out. We're just here to have fun. So, the second tradition of the Camarilla states, "Thy domain is thy own concern. All others owe thee respect whilst in it. None may challenge thy word while in thy domain." Does this remain true in the city of Edinburgh? The threads of our story that have emerged and have been woven into a tale of bureaucracy, investigation, and the activities of a sun cult. Our kindred do not know what will befall their city in the coming year as London falls and a cult rises here in the north. They have, however, found the clues hidden throughout the city that allude to the cult's activities. Last night, during a concert, we saw confrontations, deep secret revelations, and the utilization of dark powers from the abyss and the control over the minds and blood of others to get the information that is needed. We also ended with the information from the Nosferatu wit that there was a van loading barrels that seemed to contain vitae being loaded into the kirk in Greyfriars, with mentions of the bloodening, the creation of a new soldier, and the fact that two people seen at this location were members of Edinburgh's Camarilla. How will our council handle this situation? We're going to start now back in the same evening as the session before. Dragoslav, you've just been given this information. What do you plan on doing with it? A little note. Because we're not doing a new night, I'm not going to require a rouse check at this point, but the players can refresh their willpower. What we're doing, Dragoslav?
Dragoslav is making his way to the Kirkyard Church, activating his, well, he was already in his invisibility state or perceived invisibility.
Mm-hmm.
And he is making his way there, and he
Are you
is
going to
a
tell other people about what's happened?
yes, he told Altair to get
To
Lewis and
alert the
Sloane.
other two.
Yeah.
Understood.
I vaguely remember last time that we had the
Yeah.
report.
Yes.
And
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Understood.
So Dragoslav had been on his way while Altair was like, hey, the bloodning's happening.
Hey, so funny story.
Dragoslav just said,
Hmm.
but yeah,
Okay.
to warn him to come to the Kirkyard Church.
Greyfriars Church. Yes.
That Greyfriars.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So I'm assuming you're wanting to be somewhat unseen when you arrive.
Mm-hmm.
So I am going to ask for, I presume, a rouse check in order to activate your unseen passage.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then a dexterity stealth roll where you can add your obfuscation to the roll.
Okay. That's totally fine. And a dexterity. What was it? Stealth. There we go.
Dexterity stealth, and you can add your obfuscation to it.
Um, 5 successes.
That is pretty good. Okay. I think when you initially arrive, you can see that the gates to the churchyard are still open. Oftentimes at this time of night, they will have been closed to the public. And you can see that there is a van still parked outside of the church. It's like a small driveway that will lead up to the church itself.
Mm.
It's not common for vehicles to come into this area, but they do have the capabilities to do so when it is necessary.
Mm-hmm.
It does not look like the doors are open. You cannot see people on the outside currently. Question to you. Do you plan on getting in and fully investigating before everybody else arrives, or are you going to wait for the other three to get here?
He is going to start investigating.
Okay.
He will send a text. Altair will get a text from an unknown number.
Mm-hmm.
And says going inside. That's all it says.
I think he will pass the message on just quickly to the others that just says, like, Drago going in. And that's all.
Mm-hmm.
I think he messages it to Sloane.
Okay.
But since you came to inform us, wouldn't we be together?
Yeah.
Because also,
Possible.
how would you
Yeah,
get there? I
Altair
have
went-
drivers. We could go.
He will hang around. He will let y'all know then.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you three are going to be able to get into a vehicle together, I'm assuming. Do you just go just the three of you? Do you alert anybody else to what's going on?
This doesn't seem like I mean it doesn't seem like something that I would inform either of the two who are present there of.
Mm-hmm.
So oh no, wait. The Scourges are here as well.
Yeah.
That could be a good idea actually.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'd probably as we leave, inform my posse of Scourges that their attentions would be required somewhere else as well.
I feel like you get a little bit of a pout. You maybe can't, take care of business.
Okay, hold on. Yeah. And everyone will be distracted. I want you to take care of it tonight.
Mm. Okay.
Okay, I'll leave them there.
Yeah. The soup boss lady. All right. They will slink off into the shadows to go and take care of their business.
The other two are happily welcomed into a vehicle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Lewis and Altair, do you all hop in the vehicle together?
He does
Yeah, I
indeed.
think so.
Marvelous. Okay. So while you guys are en route towards the center of Edinburgh, Dragoslav, in what manner are you trying to investigate? Like I say, you can see that the van is there,
Mhm.
the church is there, and seemingly doors are closed now.
He will probably walk around the van first, check if it's still open or if it seems like it has anything inside,
Hmm.
and then we'll try to break into the church.
Okay, so first thing I need from you then is I would allow you to choose whichever is strongest of wits and intelligence here, but it is investigation to inspect this vehicle. Are you applying
Uh,
anything to this, or is it just a normal
it's
getting
just
eyes on it?
intelligence, yeah, investigation roll for me. I don't think I have anything else to add to that. I
Okay.
don't feel like I should let's search with that. 3? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
I'll leave
think
it like that.
sure. The vehicle seems closed and locked. It's a sizable enough van that had this been full, it could have quite a number of like a few dozen barrels if
Mhm.
that was all it was transporting. Um Nothing seems evident to put this out of place. There's nothing here that would raise mortal concerns in any way, and you're not seeing anything obvious
Mhm.
standing out to you as in terms of clues or things left behind or whatever.
Mhm. Okay. Then he will a second. He will pull out of his jacket pocket Miski. And he will instruct her to sneak into the church and tell him if there are people in there or if they hear people any other place inside the church.
Okay. And are you just gonna wait outside while she's doing that?
I'm gonna do a perimeter check while she's doing that.
Okay. Very good. Um, I feel like while she gets busy trying to find her best way in and doing her investigation while she's doing it, you can do a perimeter check. I think nothing here seems out of the ordinary on the surface. And you don't necessarily have a connection to or affinity to things of a magical nature, let's call it. I think you're gonna pass by the George Mackenzie mausoleum, the one that is said to be incredibly haunted. Um and you know that there is technically a spirit that is tied to that area. It's just not quite as pesky as
No,
people
he's
give
my
it
buddy.
credit
He's my
for.
pal.
Yeah. A lot of these attacks that mortals feel when they're around this area, especially at night, is probably just that they were hunted by a kindred. And this
Definitely
ghost
not
just provides
me.
a convenient
Mm.
scapegoat. So you know that it's there. You just don't, again, I don't believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't believe you have one of the capabilities of communicating with it.
with the ghost?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I just know it's there.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So your initial investigation is gonna clue up to the fact that things seem pretty dark on the surface. And you're not noticing anything on the outside. You suspect that if anything is up, it is
Mhm.
likely to be on the interior. And it's probably around about this time that the other three are going to rock up. Are you going to park outside of the churchyard and walk into it, everyone?
We don't drive on our own, please. There's a driver, so we
Uh-huh.
can
You
get
just get
out.
Get
dropped
dropped
off.
off.
Yeah.
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 No
Marvelous.
tip, no 5-star review.
No.
He gets paid well enough for this.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is his job. Okay. So the three of you are able to kind of get out. You're not going to see that Dragoslav is there. You will see what he sees. There is a van that is inside of the churchyard itself, and the gates are open. Nothing else seems majorly untoward here. Is there anything that any of you lot will do to try to either reach out to Dragoslav or do your own cursory inspection of the place here in the churchyard?
I would certainly like to cast walk around a little bit and not go deeper into the chart, but see if I can spot any movement or any signs of activity from people specifically.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Then we're looking for a wits awareness, please.
Could I no, investigation wouldn't was about to say like could I do investigation? But
Well, if you're trying to look for evidence of human activity, so like I guess I'll allow investigation because it's not just simply looking around.
yeah.
Okay. Anyone else doing anything while this is happening? Just before I pull you all together.
I think I want to try and start moving towards the van
Mm-hmm.
because it's not often there's a van in a graveyard in the middle of the night.
No.
It's not a usual event.
Okay. Is there anything that you are doing in a sense as you're approaching it, or is it just simply to go and have a look?
I think I'm going to try and, given that I know that there's a chance that they're doing some sort of strange magic that I still haven't quite tied up, and there's something going on with the ley lines, I think I will be trying to sort of see using my sense the unseen.
Okay. Very good. I'm gonna ask for, if you'll indulge, wits occult. You're activating your sense of the unseen, so I'll allow you to add your aspects to this, and that roll is going to help inform some of what you're able to pick up with said sense of the unseen. It's slightly different roll to what's common with that one, but it's because you're opening yourself up to something that's not typical.
Okay.
And then is Altair doing anything? I'll get to the results of everybody's rollings in a second.
Yeah.
I think if there is possibly any way that I could try. So at the back of the actual kirk, there is a little sort of, I guess, vestibule that you could jump onto and then look through a window. Could I try and potentially cat's grace my way up there?
Oh.
If there's handholds.
Yes, absolutely you could.
Fabulous.
That's a dexterity, technically athletics. And with your cat's grace, I'll allow you to add the discipline rating to it.
Dragoslav just watching everyone spread out.
Yeah.
In the back.
Yeah.
Hang on. Hang on. I'm very sorry.
You're okay. So you're trying to hop up to look through the window, like the stained glass window, the big one?
Yes.
Okay.
Make
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
you don't
grand.
trip and fall again.
Thank you. Can I
Nice.
re-roll some of that?
Oh my god.
Yes, absolutely.
You
Willpower rerolls
jinx.
up to
You
3 of
jinx
those
them.
blank.
I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
It's
4
fine.
is
It's so
okay.
fine.
Yeah, 4
Everything's
is enough to
fine.
not call that a bestial failure. Okay, very good.
I'm not designed for celerity.
No.
I've got 3 in it.
It's like I'm graceful, but I'm also wearing new rocks, you know?
Uh-huh.
You sometimes have to pay
That's
for
the problem.
style sometimes affects
Fashion has a
our
price.
dexterity. Yeah. Okay. So Dragosov, you are going to become aware of your compatriots entering into this place and filtering off. You have a psychic connection with Mitsuki, is that correct?
Because I have
Both
feral
feminist.
whispers.
Yeah, feral whispers. So it'll take a little bit before she's able to come and get back to you. And we'll kind of come scurrying over and then sit at your feet and sit back on her haunches so she can look up at you properly.
Mhm.
There's
Mhm.
people inside,
Mhm.
down below. There was a lot of light and a lot of people, so I didn't want to go where they could see me. But I saw them.
Good job, little one. He'll extend his little hand.
Yep. She'll climb up into it.
Mm.
Is there anything you need me to do?
Do you remember the man from the other night that came with us to investigate the house?
Yes.
Go find him.
Okay. Where do I start?
He's in the bag.
Okay. And she will go scampering off.
Well, she
Um,
does that. He will be looking for like a back entry or like a side entry or like nothing that's the main doors.
There's doors at the back.
Okay.
There is a door that would lead into the church proper, and then you would assume once you're inside, you would get the opportunity to then drop
Okay.
yourself down.
Back door it is.
Uh-huh. Okay. Uh, for Sloan, let me just double check your, oh, too many tabs. I think you're not seeing any evidence of current active human activity going on, but you do see out the back end of this van, there is the evidence of like scraping against the sort of it's got we call them chuckies here, I don't know, little stones on the pathway here. And you can see that some of them are scraped, not fully, so it's clear that perhaps you would be able to surmise that things were initially taken out and then put down and then eventually lifted and carried on. But so you're seeing evidence of this initial scraping going on just outside of this van, and it looks like whatever it is was clearly heavy. And I think it is very faint, but you have enough to be aware of that aroma of vitae on the wind, so to speak.
Yeah, it was told to us. I don't remember
Yes.
incorrect layout. It was sold barrels of blood, right?
Barrels of
Yeah.
blood, yes. Garrett seemed to believe it was likely Visine specifically. And you are getting that sense. It's faint enough to know that there's nothing here that's actively smells that way. The smell is a little stronger the closer you get to the back end of this span.
Yeah. Okay.
And the doors, so the front entrance here actually has this section where it's like glass doors that you can get in. It looks like the initial wooden outer doors are sat open, and on the inside there's like another layer of doors that's fully glass, like it's glass, wall glass doors. They are closed by the looks of things. The lights on this floor, so like the ground floor level of the church itself looks, the lights are off. But it's clear that with these wooden doors sitting open, somebody has clearly either gone inside or finished up and gone away and left these wooden doors open. So, if you want, you could go, and I can get a second roll from you for the next lot of things being noticed, to go over to the glass doors just to see if you can see anything on the inside there.
Yes. But I believe Altair went to a window.
Yeah, so he's gone around the back, and then there is a small sort of like half building that pokes out the back end of this church that you can climb up onto and then see in through the stained glass windows. That's going to show into the main church itself. What you're looking into is like an entranceway. They have like a little gift shop and information shop when you first enter in through that particular entrance at the side. So that is kind of what you're seeing from your angle, is that area that's quite public facing, before you would head into the main body of the kirk, so to speak.
Okay, yeah, as long as it's not the same exact place, then I will move forward a little bit to see the public facing side
Okay.
that I could see. Yes.
All right. Marvelous. Okay. And it was Lewis next. 6 successes is very good. I think you're noticing what you've noticed before in this area. And you're aware more towards your side, which is a little further, I guess it's north, where your turf is. It's not quite fully here in the churchyard proper, and you are noticing that here in the churchyard proper, that feeling of these ley lines, the veins of the earth, it's much stronger here. So you are kind of feeling that pull towards something that it's almost like it invigorates your own magical capabilities in a way. So you feel a little more energized in that sense. And I also think that just kind of taking a moment to open up the sort of like extra layer of senses that you have, you can feel this pool of something powerful beneath you, like beneath the church, beneath the kirkyard. It's hard to tell. And that doesn't feel like it's the ley lines. It's a very different sensation. So there's something powerful below you. And it's not the ley lines.
I wonder what it is.
Wah, 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 wah. The blood.
Probably something cool and nice and friendly to us, I think.
Yeah, they're having
Definitely.
a party.
It's just a cool party. No, obviously no one's invited me to because I'm the worst.
Well,
That's the only reason.
well. And Altair, with your 4, you are able to clamber up. You can have a little look into the church proper, and can you give me a wits? This is definitely more awareness than investigation because it is purely using your peepers. Do you have any disciplines that make your peepers more powerful?
They're very ordinary peepers.
Cool. Cheapers, creepers. That's very good though. Four is good. I think just looking in, and the thing is, looking in through a stained glass window is a very different sensation to looking in through a normal window. You have to give your eyes time to adjust, and focus on what is beyond rather than simply what is at your eyes. And I think there isn't a massive amount of detail able to be garnered looking through this type of window, but it is enough for you to see movement. There isn't lights on inside the church, but you can see that against the sort of far end, so the opposite end of the building from where Sloane is currently standing, there is some candles, and you can see two people moving around.
He will, I think, clamber back down and we'll go
Well,
to hunt out whoever's closest.
when you turn around, I will just add to this. You're gonna turn around to go like, right, I need to clamber down from, and you will see this little mouse sat on the roof beside you on her little back haunches looking up at you.
Okay, we have a partnership. And he will hold his hand down for her to clamber up onto.
She will clamber up. Hold on tight.
Yeah, I think he tries to do it one-handed to make sure he can keep a little hand on her.
She's got good grippers.
Yeah, she got good grippers. So you are getting down is a little easier than it was getting up. Because unlike a mortal body, doing a little bit of a jump and landing isn't going to cause the sheer agony going up through the shin splints of like your body thankfully cushions that a bit more. It's a bit more sturdy. So you're able to get down. If you planned on doing it completely silently, I might ask for a roll just to see how quiet you can be. But if not,
I don't think he'll be silent. I think he thinks he's alone back here. So if anything, he's going to draw attention to the back.
sure. Okay. So we have conducted a little bit of a looky-loo. Do any of you try to come back to any of the others to report in?
Well, if I was gonna go on the back door, do I see Altair?
Yeah. You can walk around the back. You can see Altair is up there. And now trying to clamber and then hop down from this little building, one-handed, because the other hand is holding on to Mitsuki.
And he's not being stealthy.
I don't think so.
You just hear next to you, why are you so loud?
He immediately will put a hand over his mouth because he was about to not yelp, but sort of go. You know, I would be even louder if you wouldn't stop, like just hiding over my shoulder like this. If you want someone to shout in surprise, that is how you do it.
That was not the answer I was going to give. But that's a you problem. You have to get used to it.
Okay. I found your friend.
Yes, I sent her. Did you
Oh.
see anything? I saw that they were up there.
There's two people, all I can see, and some candlelight.
There's more people downstairs, and it's very bright. There's a lot of lights, she said.
Right.
Just see the little rat just get craned up, but it's invisible, so she's just floating. I'm gonna text the others to come round the back that there's two people.
In that moment while you were talking, Altair would be able to see you. As soon as you're like interacting with people in any meaningful way, the ability for obfuscation will drop, because obfuscation isn't about being visible.
It's about
It's a
tricking
trick of the
people.
mind.
Yeah.
So that they don't realize you're there, that they're not looking, they're not paying attention. So as soon as you're drawing attention to yourself because you're talking and beside him, Altair would be able to see you, but nobody else is going to be able to. If that
That's why he's talking to no one.
I
I see.
So the two of you can go around. You will see Sloane kind of at this set of glass doors. I would invite Sloane to do one other little check if you like. Or you can just notice your hound coming around the corner. And Lewis, are you joining
I
or
was
following
trying to get
the
into
vibe?
the van first,
Aha, trying to
and
get
possibly
into the van.
following the vibe. But I'll
Okay.
defer to Sloane first
So-
before we go to me.
Van is locked, but if you have a means of trying to unlock it, I am happy to entertain such kind of roles. 4 is better.
Yeah.
We're not out here
We're
bestial
so
failure.
fine.
We're fine. I think there's probably a moment. Here's the thing, because 2 of you have like just squeaked out avoiding bestial failures, and I think you're very aware that in this moment, I think each of you, or at least 2 of you, could be described as slightly territorial about certain things. It doesn't have to be about territory itself, but there is a certain level of insult to whatever is going on here happening under your nose in your city, and certainly for some of you in your backyard. And so to that end, especially with for some of you how close this is to your actual home, your beasts are just bumping against the edge of the cages, making sure you are aware that it is there. And whoever it is that is delivering this insult better watch themselves before they find some fangs at their neck. Very good. With 4, I think what you're going to see, Sloane, is that inside this area, before you get into the church proper, like I say, there's a section where it's clear that there's like an information thing. You can see those sort of like vinyl signs that have a bit of information about the background of the church. And a little entrance area with a reception and this small gift shop. And looking in, you can see that inside and to the left, just almost out of view, you can see that there is a door there that would be the entrance into the church proper, and there is somebody sat there. They're dressed in quite dark clothing. The lights are off here. It would have been quite easy to miss them at first. It's not until you come right up to the door that you can see even just half of their bodies. And they're just sat in there. You can presume keeping watch, perhaps, or they have a certain type of post. And I think there's maybe a moment. I'm going to give you an opportunity here to say that you'll see them before they have the opportunity to see you. But if they turn around and are looking at this entrance for people to come in, they might see you, to give you the opportunity to step back should you wish. Unless you just want to stand there and intimidation check, be like, I'm looking at you, motherfucker.
Are there any signs of scratches on the floor, as in things having been carried inside? They're a bit heavy, so they might have
I think initially coming in through the door, you will see it's not that there's a scuffing, because it's hard stone inside of there, which is a little harder to notice that sort of scuffing. But perhaps just the way that the normal layout of where the sort of signage would be has clearly been moved off into the side to create enough room to take something through. So there's evidence that things have been moved here rather than scuffing being evident on the stone. Doesn't mean that it didn't happen. It's just that the marks of it are harder to notice. Okay. Lewis, are you trying to break into this van?
I don't think so yet, because it's not time to go loud. Because the only way I could do it is very loud. I'm not good at it's not my skill set. So like, and blood surging so that I'm supernaturally strong and just ripping the door off isn't the plan yet.
Yeah, Sure.
It's not yet. It's a thing for later, perhaps. Not
Yeah.
saying never say never, but it's not the vibe yet because we haven't quite gone loud.
Mhm.
So I think I'm going to try and just follow the sensation of if I can if it feels like you said there's sort of a bit of there's the pull underneath the ground. I'm going to try and
Uh-huh.
sort of see if I can feel out where that's coming from to some degree if possible. Try and get more of a specific on it or possibly even follow it.
Yeah. I think following the energies of it, this van is parked up on the side of the church where Sloane is, where this main entrance is. And you'll find yourself getting a little closer to the church, the building. Not that it's necessarily in the building here, but it feels like it might be below. If anything, slightly beyond. It's really hard to judge. If you were willing
Yes.
to follow the vibes and walk around the building, I would say that it is actually right at the other side of the church that you're feeling that pull
I think
down
I
below.
think we have more important matters. I think that's it. This is important, but again, I need to at least figure out what the next step is. I may still do that, but I at least will sort of force myself to focus on sort of more mundane matters and sort of
Yeah.
go towards where the rest of the group are.
What I will give you with that van because just with
Oh.
my mind towards the Tremere themselves.
Yeah, I should say. Is there anything visible? Is there any visible like? If I look in the van, can I see any sort of like piece of paper or text or books or anything like that? Before I do run away, I should I should ask that question.
No, almost perplexingly, there is on the dashboard of this van, one of those little like hula dancer figures. And you're like, I don't know if that's a clue or just a
Or
what
it's
the
just a
fuck,
weirdo.
but
Yeah.
that is a weird one. What I am going to give you just with my own understanding and personal flavoring of how the Tremere work, you're aware that there has been Vita here specifically. Your ability to sense blood in all of its layers, complexities, and types is quite advanced. Not to the point you've been told there was barrels. It's not so strong to suggest that there's any barrels in there anymore, but there's almost like a residual left over. You know that Vitae has been stored in there and likely recently. There may even be a little, I don't know if it necessarily would be a spillage, but there might be some actual residue in there inside the main bulk of the van, but that's something that you would get almost as a freebie.
Fine. Yeah, but I will sort of head back towards where the main group is to see if they've got a better lay of the land while I've been doing other stuff.
Okay. All right. Everyone's going to kind of congregate towards the door. So, do you step back out of the visible range of that
there's
person you
no
sat in there?
yes, right
Okay.
now I do.
Yeah. So you can step back and not necessarily have to step far away. You just know where their eye line would be and are able to step back slightly and to the side so that they wouldn't be able to see that you're there. And people will be able to go and congregate. So you can, for the most part, see each other. Most of you can't
For
see
the second
Dragonfly.
time tonight, you see Altair talking to no one.
Yeah, and also does Altair is trying to look inside the main part of the church, right?
He was.
And he's hopped down, so he's on floor level again.
If we congregate outside, probably taking a few steps away though again from the door because I don't want to be heard. they appear to have dragged the barrels in from the main entrance, and there's one person at the door. Any information on how many are actually inside?
I have eyes on 2.
There's apparently a lot of them underneath with a lot of light.
Can you
What's
define a lot of
underneath?
them?
Sure, let me ask my rat. She can talk to Misky. Can you define a lot of them?
More than 4?
More than 4.
Pretty good counting for a rat, to be fair.
Not
Yeah, rats
Yeah.
are very smart. Yeah.
not
She
useful.
can only count up to 4.
Well, how many times 4 does she see? If it gets up to 4 times 4, at least that's knowing something.
Yeah. I did not see all of them. I stopped before they could see me. So I don't know if there were more, but there were 4.
He will reiterate this too slow.
Maybe a full, but I think 4.
Maybe a full hand, but probably 4.
Wise words. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we are not the most equipped grouping. Do we need to call in any backing, or does anyone want to act themselves?
Well,
There's something
considering
else.
they are doing something called the bloodening, I don't know if Altair told you. I think we are strapped for time.
I don't mind going in to cause a distraction. All guns blazing, at least give them something else to concentrate on until we can get some backup.
Much like any way that you might approach a computer game, there are 2 options when you have to infiltrate a building. There is the fuck yeah, let's go, just kill them as they come.
That's what Dragos was about to do,
or-
I'm not gonna lie.
Aragorn at the door.
Or there's the snipe
Mhm.
option. Yeah, Leroy Jenkins style. Or you can, like, there's the sneaky, 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 snipe. Sneaky, 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 snipe. Sneaky, sneaky,
Yeah.
sneaky, snipe. Those two approaches. Now you may think of 4 other approaches to this particular problem, but we know that there are people up on this top level. There's probably people on the bottom level too. And I am happy for if we take a little pause on the in-character planning to just out of character maybe propose a thing or 2 before we execute them.
If we can get a
Execute
door
them being
open,
the plans.
yeah, sure. I mean, if we can get the door open, I can sneak in and try and break their necks.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
that's an option.
I don't mind potentially going up top, so because I can climb similarly to Altair. I also have that little trick that Altair did to be good at climbing.
I mean,
can
it's
go
a
up there.
church door. I'm not expecting it to be locked.
No, probably not.
So, any who feel like going in surely can. I'm not planning to go in and go at it, but I could surely I mean, some could try and go from up. I could easily try to take the person at the door so someone could get through that door if they would want to, if desired.
Essentially, we will take each sort of area in turn and let you guys decide what various of cool shit you have that you would like to apply to that moment. We know that there's one person in this sort of like first entranceway, and the method you choose to handle that is up to you. Inside, we know that there is certainly at least 2 on this level inside the church proper, and then when you go down is a little more of an unknown. But now's the chance to show us all the cool shit that people of your age and power are capable of doing. But that can also just be Jedi mind tricking all of them into forgetting that you're passing by.
Do not take 3 points of potence to Jedi mind trick people. Other people can.
Jedi mind trick them by pulling their skulls off their bodies.
Yeah,
That's a
that
mind
counts, right?
trick, right? Mm-hmm.
I think maybe if we can. Okay, who's good at like dominate and shit like that? Ventries, are Ventries good at that? Do you guys have that?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little,
You're
little
okay at it
bit.
from what I
You're
look. Just
okay.
looking at your dice pool from last week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm okay at it.
yeah.
I didn't. It's one of my game clan disciplines, but I didn't take any. I'm not. I'm actually good at dominate. I'm terrible at it.
So maybe we can get that first entryway guy to just
Yeah.
be quiet,
Go
and
away.
then
I could easily get him away.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
and then the problem comes when dealing with at least two and getting. I would like to get through this first level quietly.
And
But
then
I,
we can
you
maybe
know,
go on.
It truly is like a video game. I would like to
Yeah.
get the first level quietly and then
I would
um,
like to, yeah.
they cannot scream if I snap their neck or rip their throats out. Is all I'm saying. But
True.
Yep. It's correct. Okay. So we can
just need
assume
to
that this
get
door
in.
might be open. In small communities, there's definitely going to be some churches that are open, but equally in the middle of a city, certainly here in Scotland, a lot of them will lock their doors at night to avoid people coming in and trying to steal things. But you guys can definitely go towards the glass doors. Is it Sloane that is taking point here?
yes, if we go through the public facing area again, I yeah, I won't take any charming route. I will walk up in there with a few fast steps.
Mm-hmm.
I know that if a person doesn't expect anyone, they will give you their attention when they notice you, which is
Yes.
exactly why I'm planning to be very quick, so that I can still catch his gaze to use
Catch the
dominate.
gaze. Yeah.
But as I walk in, with very quick steps, straight towards this man, or woman, whoever is sitting there.
A woman for this one. Mm-hmm.
Yes, straight towards this woman. A few hurried steps, and I say, if you do not make a single sound, you might actually live to see another night. And I catch their gaze
Mm-hmm.
as I order, come stand next to me and be silent.
Okay. Then please, if you will, roll for us. Oh, that's the stream. So manipulation plus dominate.
Yes.
I am going to allow you to add 1 bonus dice because we have expressly said we're going in quick to catch them off guard. They're surprised to see you coming in and at the pace that you are. So I will give you another dice just as a environmental.
Okay. Uh,
6 is very good.
yes.
Yeah, they look a little startled at first, and you can tell that at first they're trying to process what you have just said to them, and then the command comes in of come and stand next to me. And it seems like they move without thinking about it. They just stand. and look at you almost a little dazed at first. But they're stood next to you. They have done what they were told.
Yeah, and they're quiet. So
Mm.
I believe in our discussion of plans,
Mm-hmm.
the others know that I would be clearing the way.
Mm.
So my only sign that it worked
Mhm.
would be saying, "Good girl."
Mm-hmm. 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 So the three of you can hear that this plan seems to have worked. This initial area is mostly cleared as the person who stood here is standing next to Sloane. Sloane, you'll know that the closer that you get, this is not necessarily a person that you recognize. And while they were likely a ghoul because you felt the slight resistance to your domination, they do appear to be a heart beating, breathing
Mm.
person.
For Dragoslav, I think he would have been standing nearby to just go in
Mm-hmm.
as soon as Sloane, like with that invisibility still on, and just go past Sloane and the woman,
Mm-hmm.
and look into where the two other people should be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you'll need to go into the church proper.
Mm-hmm.
And is it your plan to just go in to see people, or are you going in to do something?
At first, wants to see how many people there are, confirm that there's two or more, and if they are mortal or not.
Hmm. Um, what are you using to assess that? Are you using your perception to try and see if they are
Yep, just
breathing,
perception. I
listening for
don't.
heartbeats? Yeah. Do you have heightened senses?
Mm-mm.
Hmm. Might be a little harder to do that just because getting close enough to see, obviously Sloane has this person right in front of her.
Yeah.
It's a little easier to see when somebody is close if they are indeed
Mm-hmm.
flushed and that there is a heartbeat that you can kind of hear.
Mm-hmm.
At
Then
this
at least
distance,
if I can see how many people there are.
for sure. So what's awareness for that, please?
It's awareness. Don't have much.
Sorry, I was
Hello.
just a guess for sure. What did we get?
Hello.
Oh, uh-oh.
The thing is, like, I know what's gonna happen.
Oh, what do
No,
you
you
think's gonna
can.
happen, Dragoslav?
Well, if it's a bestial failure,
Uh-huh.
they'll probably go straight into attack and not recon.
Well, you are at 3 hunger.
I am at 3 hunger,
Um,
and these people are in my backyard,
yeah.
and I am upsetty spaghetti.
I think you're gonna enter in, you're definitely going to be acting more towards your aggressive impulses than not. And your beast is gonna be a little more attentive in this moment, try to take charge as best it can in this moment. And to its mind, these two, there is two here, far side, where there are some candles, and they clearly know how to get down there. And you are determined to make them tell you one way or another.
Okay.
And you can feel that 3 hunger right at your teeth.
Okay. Are they close together?
Yeah, they're kind of, I mean, 2 to 3 meters apart. Sort of like generally moving in the space ambiently, so the distance will increase and decrease occasionally.
Yeah. I think then Dragoslav will make his way just straight through the church, towards the back of them. And he will if you let me, because technically only one of them needs to tell him
Mm-hmm.
something. And there's two of them.
Mm-hmm.
So he will inspire one to be honest with him
Mm-hmm.
and will take care of one first. I think they're together and for a moment they're just talking until he comes in and he's going to just with that 3 hunger honestly just rip the mask off and just start to bite at their throat.
Okay. So your intention is just to go in for a bite rather than anything more.
No, he's gonna kill this man.
Right. No, I just meant like, are you there are many ways to do this. Are you grabbing by the hair and lifting him off his feet style? Are we throwing him against the wall? Are we trying to rip it?
Oh,
Like
he's grabbing him by
like
the
this
hair.
I want to go and take my mask off and then bite. Like there's
No,
there's
no,
that.
oh no.
Or...
It's grab him by the hair, pull him
Mm.
back, mask ripped off, jaw opening, and slamming down on the throat.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just while we're doing that, there's at least, I mean, all of you are kind of there and present. And we're not necessarily going to pull with full fight mechanics for this game because there are easier ways to do that on a stream game. But each of you can kind of set an intention in this moment as you see Dragoslav taking off. And I think with the intention of what you're going in to do, the obfuscation is going to drop. Also kind of tied to that bestial failure. Your beast is like, I don't need to be hidden right now. So what do the other three do? And then we'll just slot things in an order that makes sense and then execute various things. So you guys can see Dragoslav moving quickly to go from one side of the church to the other to go ham.
I think
You
Altair
could
was
just
still
be stunned and just watch it happen, you know? That is that is an option.
Taking the experience.
I think Altair potentially was at the doorway. He will, before I think everything kicks off, will put a hand in his pocket and will just quietly to himself say, "Forgive me for what I will do in here." Will make his way in, and then the second he sees Dragoslav book it, he's going to book it afterwards and try and take point on doors.
Okay.
He's Rottweilering.
Yeah.
I think for a second I will
Sloan,
leave.
yeah, go for it.
Just because I already know easily enough what I will do in this moment. Everyone else is going in. I didn't have the immediate intention to follow in, but I have the person next to me, and if allowed, I'm always interested to have new intel sources. So I will basically bite down on my own wrist and say it is your lucky day. And I will at the same time put my bleeding wrist into this ghoul's mouth. And I will at the same time feed just to cancel out giving them 1 point of blood and then taking 1 point of blood back to hopefully blood bond them. And we'll see from there, or at least the first step.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Lewis?
Oh, I'm going to watch Dragoslav work.
Yeah.
I just take a seat.
I'll
Get
sit
a
on the
few.
pew.
Yeah.
Walk down, just
Legs
sit down.
crossed.
Yeah.
This is his new religion.
Yeah.
This is Dragoslav's show. This is it. This is what he's good at. This isn't what I'm
In
good
the
at.
candlelight of the church, you see
Yeah.
the big maw of this Nosferatu just
Yeah.
pulling back and cracking open a cold one.
And I think crack open a cold one with the homies.
Yeah.
I think in that moment when you first launch into this and you drop the obfuscation, And it's like at first it just looks like a shadow moving, and it's like you go low to the ground at first as your large clad in black form dips low first and then rises to full height as you come into this area. I am going to ask for a strength brawl for this particular
Okay.
way of feeding. It is not your predator style,
No. Let me
but
see
it
if I
is what
can.
you are doing in this moment in order to
Mm-hmm.
and for the
Okay. So I have a lot. I'm trying to figure out how to add everything. Okay, I think it would be prowess, which means I add my potence rating to my unarmed damage and defeats of strength. And says half their potence rating rounded up to melee damage. Would this be melee or unarmed?
well, it's your fang, so it's not really, it's like a separate thing.
Yeah.
And you are brawling rather than unarmed here. But I think I might still allow you to add the dice to your initial roll. And ultimately what it does is it causes 2 levels of aggravated damage to a kindred, of which this person is.
Okay.
So you are strength brawl, and I'll allow you to add your potence rating to
Okay,
what
I'd
you're
have to
doing.
do a rouse check for that.
Yeah.
Coolio. Strength roll and my potence.
Because the main method of delivery of injury here is through the bite, which does a flat. But it will allow you to do.
One second. 6.
Okay. And it's a miss critical.
Yeah.
We love it. We've gone through 5 episodes of the beasts just kind of like behaving
And now
themselves,
it's like-
honestly. And now it's
Yeah.
like,
If there's a time it's gonna come out, maybe.
like, okay, so what is gonna happen is it's very effective. You do pull this person by the hair back, mask off, you lunge into bite with your maw. And it's going to do that 2 points of aggravated damage. So the person is badly hurt. They will not be dead yet. But what I am going to say with that messy critical is you've latched on. You are allowed to take a point of hunger from this person so far. And I'm going to say your beast is not going to let you pull off of this person. It intends to be here until the bitter end. Which, in theory, if you allow this to completely go through, could be considered an act of diablerie if you fully pull through, and that could get messy. So someone might want to step in to pull you back once you're like, stop, it's already dead.
Dead.
Because there's a point at which you're dead, and there's a point at which you keep going until you pull the soul out through this method of feeding. Which can get a little messy. In more ways than one. So you have latched on, you're feeding this person. There's like an initial attempt at a scream, and then it kind of gargles a little bit.
Yeah, he's going
the
like
other person
the front
is
of
like
the throat.
stunned, and you guys can tell that there is a moment here where this person has clearly frozen slightly in the decision making of attempt to help and pull this person off the compatriot here, or to run downstairs to alert others to what is going on. You guys see that hesitation because he's looks horrified, but takes a step backwards. So we'll go into another round of for the 4 of you, a little bit of an intention here in what we're doing. Dragoslav, you don't really have a choice here.
It's fine.
Yeah. Thoughts
and prayers.
You'll need them.
I'll need them.
Nom.
At least we're in church.
Yeah.
Alter, you want to get this guy?
Unless anyone else has any plans above
Well,
table
you can
to,
get
to...
him.
Can I grab him? Can I grab him?
Go get him,
Run to
dog.
this person and grab them. Yeah.
Wonderful. So I think Alta is going to. I think you'd gone initially for the doorway, sort of like one of the sort of off doorways, just to sort of see if anyone was coming.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the kerfuffle, thinks, oh no, a kerfuffle, is going to loop round, try and get behind this guy, is going to make an attempt to get one arm round the throat and try and basically jam his knee into the back of this guy's knee to send him down.
Okay. So we were trying to control debility, almost get them on the floor. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Uh,
Okay. So we'll get to the rules in a second. I'll do things in the order that it makes most sense. Lewis, what are your intentions here in this moment?
Now that we're a little bit further in, can I see these people's faces?
Yes.
Do I recognize them?
Yes. Well, you
Oh.
recognize one. The person who looks a little horrified and stepping away, you don't recognize.
Okay.
The person currently being fed upon is Maggie Caldwell, who is the child of the harpy.
Fantastic. Cool.
Just my
then,
luck.
Then my intention is, as I said, I'm sitting on one of these chairs. I'm going to just try and snap one of the legs of the chair in front of me and start as I stand up.
Yeah.
Sticks are handy, and we're in a we're in a church full of wood.
Yeah. Okay. Ugh. I want to say, I guess it's brawl, really. We're definitely using strength here. I don't allow brawl or athletics because here's the thing. There's two approaches to how to break a leg off of a chair.
Yeah. I think it's just trying to kick the chair out.
Yeah. So I'll accept an athletics.
I mean,
unless
they're the
you're
same
gonna
anyway. I don't have
argue.
any skills in
Well, there
either
you
of
go.
them, so it doesn't
Let's
make a
go.
difference. It doesn't matter either way.
Both are
True.
shitty.
Yeah.
They're
Now I
both
will
zero.
say, given that we have a hound and a sheriff, I would say it stands to reason that either of you would actually possess a
Stakes.
stake. Yeah. Makes sense for your role. Maybe less so, Lewis.
Yeah, I don't think I carry stakes
Nope.
as a matter of course.
Then please, roll for it to see how successful you are.
I
It would
am
almost be
going
really
to-
funny just to see like Dragon's like horror, and just you be like like trying
I am going to blood surge for this, and I think
Excellent.
if Foundry works how I think it does, do I
Yeah.
just click blood surge and it will do
Click
the
blood
rouse
surge. It
check
does
for
that.
me?
Yes, it does. Yeah. Wraps
Groovy.
all of that into its code.
Wonderful.
Two's okay. Do you want a willpower reroll? Because if it's 3, I'll say you definitely get it.
Yeah, why not? I've
Okay.
got the willpower. YOLO. Didn't matter.
Okay.
Didn't make a difference.
2, I think you're starting to weaken it. I don't think you've necessarily managed to fully bust it out yet.
That's fine.
But I will say on your next go, you're then able to get it.
Cool. That's fine.
So the 2 is just a slight delay in what you're doing.
I do think that it's probably appropriate because I think Lewis isn't really trying that hard. I think he is or at least visibly, he's like still quite bored looking during this. So
Okay.
it's like, oh, fuck's sake, this is a vampire.
Yeah.
And like sort of starts booting the
Okay.
the chair leg in front of him.
All right. And Sloane, you I would say that like certainly you're able to. Are you prioritizing them taking your blood first before you take theirs? Or vice
Unless not allowed, I would like to if I just give my blood through the wrist and I bite them on the neck, then I would like to do it at the same time.
Yeah, I'd allow that. Yes, and okay. So you're gonna kind of come out of that moment having fed, so you just taking the 1 point, I think you said, just to replace yours essentially.
Yes.
Emptying her one so I can fill it
Yeah.
up with the rest.
Sure. So you now have a person who is a little looking a little more dazed than they were before. Not to the point of like not being able to do something if instructed, but you know, that's a whole situation for them.
Yep.
Eyes wide. What would Sloane be doing next?
I guess the only question would be if yeah. even if it is not the most exciting choice, I think for Sloane, breaking the masquerade is one of the most important like things to stop here.
Uh-huh.
So I think for that, I would, instead of going in with everyone else, staying at this point and making sure that there's nobody coming in from the
Okay.
outside, no
Yeah.
external interference is what is most important for her.
Okay.
So I will live vicariously through the
Yeah.
others, as Sloane's main priority here will be to make sure that there's no external interference
Yeah.
and there's no
Yep. Let them do the dirty work.
yes.
Okay. So for Altair, you are trying to get this person down. It's also a strength brawl to try and essentially grapple this person to the ground.
So I have I think a specialism of grappling.
Mhm.
Would that be something I would add a room?
Grappling, yes, I would say that this applies.
Da-da-da-da. Silly question. How do you add a
Mhm.
speciality?
So when you hit confirm, that initial build of the roll, and then when you hit confirm, it will then present your specialities in a little panel at the side that you can click on.
Got it.
And then it automatically adds it into your roll.
Got it. Can I re-roll some of those?
Yes.
For the fun of it.
Let's go.
Willpower, re-roll. It'll do.
Okay. Three's fine. Yeah, I think there's definitely a fight being put up here. So you are going to succeed at what you're doing, but there's a struggle between the two of you while you're doing it. This person hasn't completely given in.
Cool.
Yeah. Dragosov, I'm gonna ask for another roll, and it's essentially you keeping your grip on this person. Like they are trying to fight back, squirm away, etc. So you're rolling again, not like you're trying to grab them and latch on again, but just to keep a hold while you continue to feed.
Is it strength brawl still
Yes.
with my potent still?
Yes.
Okay. Don't fuck me now. 4 successes. Should I willpower reroll that? You know what? Sure. 7. That's
7 is
better.
good. 7 is better what they got. Okay. You are gonna do another 2 points of aggravated damage. You have severely weakened this person. You know that essentially one more goes of this, and they're gonna go into torpor. At which point most people would be able to latch off and leave well enough alone. Your beast is not playing nice at the moment. So you can feel them weakening slightly in your grip. You can feel and we shan't get into like the real details with the bloody goriness, but the style of your mouth, that mob with all
Oh
of
yeah,
those
it's
very
like
sharp teeth.
almost like a bear trap.
It's yeah. It's not good, because the more that she's struggling, the worse
more it
that is
hurts, yeah.
getting. So you are able to take another point of hunger from her.
Would I be able to roll anything to try and resist going past torpor? Or that's just my messy critical?
I will allow you to roll a resist frenzy check.
Okay.
Because you didn't fail, or like you didn't messy crit or best of failure in this particular roll, so it's okay. You will have the option. What I'm gonna say is you're likely to follow through with that last attempt to get them into torpor. But you are gonna be able to stop yourself, should you wish,
Yeah.
from keeping on going past the point of torpor.
Yeah, they will take them into torpor.
Because you're essentially throwing them into the damage related falling into torpor, not a hunger torpor. So you've taken 2 from them. If you were to get them all the way to 5 is when you have completely drained them, and it is after that point of that much
Yeah.
blood from them that then the heart's blood would start to come out. But, yeah, you'll be able to resist at that point. It's I mean, truly it's a horror show what you guys are witnessing, in a depending on your preference, entertaining or messy.
Yeah.
Maybe both.
I think we just see him like lashing on. His eyes are staring into the face of the other person that was there, that's in Altair's grasp. And there is a snarl as he is biting down on this person's throat. And it isn't until the body stops struggling that then you just see him open his jaw and just the body drops and just the blood dripping from his maw.
So where it'll pull us up to, Dragoslav is going to keep going until this person has fallen into torpor, out of consciousness. Altair, you have somebody grappled. There is a bit of a struggle. Perhaps the solution to that struggle is Lewis, who now will have had the opportunity to acquire a chair leg. Lewis, you have all the will in the world for what a stake can do. I don't know that you have the strength to be able to deliver a blow to find the heart with it.
But I mean, I can give it to someone who's much stronger than me, which is
absolutely.
Mr. Petrovic.
Absolutely. So you guys are in this space. One of you has just ghouled an individual. The other one has just drained them and ripped out their throat. There is another who is currently grappled, and one of you has a stake. So we're going to pull up to our break. We're going to take a quick 10 minutes. We're going to see what happens as we get down into the belly of the beast, so to speak, and see how this story will end. See you in 10, everybody. Hello, everybody. I hope you are doing well. We're having just a good, fun old time, just ripping people's throats out and ghouling folks and tackling people to the ground. It's been great fun.
He's just a girl, Your Honor.
Your Honor, my client was in goblin mode when it happened.
Exactly.
So
Your Honor, what the fuck?
You are now faced with somebody on the ground in torpor, somebody who is just freshly being ghouled, who really doesn't know what's happening at the moment and is just kind of doing what they're told. And another person who has been tackled to the ground, and you need to find a way down. Needless to say, the intimidation, it works. This person is suitably terrified, is going to vaguely point at an area where it looks like there was some sort of plinth stand. It's hard to kind of tell because it's been moved out of the way. So whatever it was that used to be here, there is now a perfectly rectangular hole that has been removed, and you can see it looks like a ladder going down. Do you delve into the creepy hole in this church? And if so, what order do you go down in?
I would like to go first. No. I would like to go second, like right behind anyone, in case anyone needs me for strength, but I am not the best to perceive. So he's just opening the door for someone with their mom, bloody maw. He's a gentleman.
We have a mysterious ladder.
I'll go first. It's fine.
I don't mind if you want to go.
No, I'm going first. I got it. I'm going. I'm doing it.
Okay. We see Dragoslav starting to move down this ladder. Does everyone follow suit?
I'll instruct my new little pet
Uh-huh.
to stand next to the door with Dominate again if I need to, and basically tell them remain here and only yell out if anyone else were to try and get in.
They will nod wordlessly. Okay. I'm assuming we're all crawling down this ladder, correct? Yeah. Okay.
Altair will try and get his little guy to run.
Yeah.
Just
Now,
leave.
you can see where you descend, there is a section where clearly you're at the back end of what looks like some sort of shelves or bookshelf, or it's hard to tell, a wooden piece of furniture in some way that you're at the back end of. And there is a fully built part of the foundations of this church lower level, but where you have descended is clearly an entrance to this area that would remain hidden should that stone platform be moved back over again, so that this is kept hidden. It is out of line of sight from the main basement level, and you can see they've been tunneling back here. So you see a far more man-made but very much carved out tunnel here. And you can see some evidence of like piles of parts of stone that have been brought out this way. It looks like they've maybe been doing this for a little while. Under everybody's noses.
These are my
Ahead
swords.
of
What the
you,
fuck?
ahead of you, it is dark. There is a humidity to the air. And certainly for Lewis and anybody else who is perhaps are any of you at 3 hunger?
Not anymore.
Okay. So maybe just Lewis catching a little whiff. How do you want to proceed? It is dark.
I can't see in the dark.
I can't see.
I can't see.
With glasses.
Hmm.
You are not the only one.
Does my phone have a flashlight? It's 2012.
I don't know that they did in 2012.
Did they? Okay.
If one of you wants to look around to try and find a torch while you're here at the entrance of this cave, you can. Oh, yes, by 2012, most smartphones, like the iPhone 4 and Android devices, featured a built-in LED camera flashes that could be used as flashlights.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
Wait,
you could just use your phone.
were there candles up top?
Yeah,
Was it like a candlestick?
yeah,
Can I be really goth about this?
Yes.
absolutely.
Please.
Always. I'm playing vampire, dude.
Where's
Mhm.
his nightgown? Where's his
It's
nightgown?
a candelabra with the 3 candles.
Can he grab the candles, please?
Do you want me to
Mhm.
chase you down the cave?
Please.
Oh no, there's
don't catch
How
vampires.
me.
romantic.
Oh no. Nosferatu.
So, one of you has a candle, the others can use their phones. You are able to create some light here. It looks like there is a natural decline at first, and then it is going to pivot with a hard right turn, and then descend further. There's also a point where it looks like there's a main way down, and then a sort of hollowed out smaller section that's like a secondary little tunnel up above. If everyone wants to do a little perception check, I don't know if any of you have heightened senses and want to adapt one of your senses, but I imagine all of you are kind of a bit
Mm-hmm.
on edge,
Wits
trying to be perceptive. Wits
awareness.
awareness, please.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't have heightened senses, but I do have sense the unseen, and I would love to try and see some shenanigans. If there's any weird magical shenanigans going
I'd
on.
allow you to do that. Yep.
Wonderful. Can I just add my Auspex to wits awareness?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I mean, 2 successes is not a failure, right? I don't mind not seeing, but
Mm-hmm.
I'd maybe try to get a third one on that because 2 isn't great,
Okay.
and your beast may try to be a dick about that. Ugh,
no.
okay. No. No. Okay. I think okay. 1, 2, 3. I've got one from Lewis with 4. So Dragoslav, with 2, you're not necessarily picking up on a massive amount, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite dark down here. 3 for Altair. I think it's a little hard to judge when you are creating your own light in this tunnel to really be able to ascertain when there might be a different light source somewhere. But I think you are able to clock that it looks like in that sort of like secondary tunnel, there's maybe some kind of light source, perhaps distant because it's quite faint. So it's either a faint light or it's at a distance. But you start to see something, and I think the reason you're able to clock that part of information is that you're just by candlelight rather than a bright torchlight, which would have flooded that out. So you're able to see that there appears to be a little bit of light in that sort of like up and through higher tunnel. For Lewis, you are able to pick up on some sounds ahead. And the reason that you're able to pick up on it is there's something rhythmic about it. And to my mind, magic in all of its forms in most cultures, and I would include that with the blood sorcery here. In order to make the thing happen, you have to have intention behind what you are doing.
Yes.
And so whatever words you were saying, whatever things you were doing, whatever motion you're doing with your hands, it has to have intention behind it in order to succeed. And so you're able to pick up a little bit on the sound of some voices, and it's not just the rhythmic, it's that you can feel an intention behind what is being said. It's like you're able to sense the vibe more than hear what the words are because of your own capabilities with rituals. For Sloane, I think 2 your beast is going to be getting in the way here, and I think the reason for that is that this has been happening in your city, beneath your nose, and the potential threat and the insult to the sanctity of the masquerade. I think there's like an insult to it that is a little enraging for you. And the main functional disadvantage I'm going to throw in here is that you are going to get a little hungrier. I'm going to increase your hunger by 1. And that hunger is going to go up because your beast is now chomping at the bit to make sure that whoever is behind this insult is about to learn the consequences for their actions. Like you have a drive towards enacting some sort of discipline, I will say.
Oh my god.
Oh
Diablerizing
no.
Mithras who?
What? No,
It's not
I would
possible.
never.
Mm.
Hmm.
So, too soon. Mithras is triggered. So all of these things have happened. You guys have picked up on what you have picked up on. What are your intentions now, as we proceed?
Is the tunnel something you'd have to climb up into?
A little bit of a clamber that feels like it's out of your capabilities. So either you'll have to like be clever about it, or maybe get somebody to give you a little alley-oop.
I can lift people up.
Oh no, Dragoslav.
No, Dragoslav.
I think he would sort of turn back to the others and would just sort of say, I think I could get up there, but I need a hand.
Dragoslav is already on a knee.
Dragoslav is not the one on his knees.
Oh well.
Anyway, maybe, who knows, actually. Yeah, it's just he can't really make many expressions. So it's just his face. And he will clamber over. He's hunched over in these tight spaces and will kind of like put his hands together to give him a lift. Just won't say anything.
I think he'll reach up to put the light up first, and then we'll sort of take the boost up and we'll clamber up into the...
Yeah.
And their faces pass closely by each other, and it's a slow-mo. No more hardcore shippers than us.
Yeah. What if we were to come into contact down in this creepy cult hole? Oh no. By the light of the candles, the cult hole. Yes, correct. So you're able to get
Focus.
up. You know that you're going to be essentially, all fours is going to be easier for you to kind of come through here, but it is wide enough for you to do that without feeling like it's narrowing in any way. And when you get up there, you can see that there is some kind of light source the further that you get here. So if you were to keep going along this route, you're going to find what's on the other side of that. Okay. The other three, are we just creeping? Are we going down with some amount of confidence? Are we trying to be quiet and hidden?
I would like to try and be quiet and hidden because I am a Nosferatu.
A Nosferatu being
I'm
hidden.
not good at being quiet and hidden, so I will wait and give the others a head start.
Okay. What I will say is, given Dragoslav's stature and that you're in dark tunnels, provided he's successful at what he's doing, I'm going to give a bonus to you guys with trying to remain hidden, because they quite literally can't see you past his...
Yeah, he's like a 6'5",
self.
like hunching over.
Okay. So please, if you will, dexterity stealth, and if you want to do a rouse check to activate your unseen passage, you may.
Let's see, 1, 2.
Do your rouse check first, because that'll allow you to add your discipline to your roll if you're successful. Well, it doesn't really matter what your
but I am successful.
rouse check. Okay, so dexterity, stealth, and I would allow you to add your obfuscation.
Okay, I believe that is obviously.
Oh.
Wow. 1 second.
All those empty spaces.
I know.
Oh my god. I had 9.
Yeah.
9.
Sometimes the dice want to tell a story.
That's crazy. I only have 1 willpower reroll left.
All right. You seem to be okay for now. If the other two want to apply some amount of stealthing, I would allow you to do similar roll, and I'm going to allow you to add a +2 to what you're doing, because you have a very large clad in black creature before you. And the interesting thing is, you can't necessarily see him because he's using unseen passage, nor can they. However, his physical mass is still in the passage. So even though they can't see him, they can't see you past him. So
I'm not see-through.
Yeah.
No.
They just don't see me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to try and blood surge for this as well, I think.
That's what I should have done.
And then I can add 2. So I just add 2 vampire dice, yeah? Is that how
Correct.
this works in this?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, it's also not great.
We're
Mhm.
hanging on by a thread, guys.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. What? What?
Sloan just barrels through all of us.
Right. Listen here. Okay. I'm gonna put that one in my pocket
Oh no.
for now. We're able to proceed. I'm gonna go to Altair first with what you see, and then everyone is gonna come into an awareness of what they're seeing. Altair, you are very much seeing this from top down. Where you've climbed into, you can see that there is a wider and larger space in front of you. So it's opening up into what they're clearly starting to create as a room. The intentionality of how they're shaping it is to give it somewhat flat size to the edge of it to create walls. You suspect that the longer that they're at this, they might actually start to use a little bit of masonry to like turn this into a proper man-made structure. For the time being, and this is something that you're all going to come into awareness, mostly Dragoslav. The other two, you'll kind of see it over his shoulder as you're entering, is in the center, and it doesn't look like this is a permanent object in this space, but it is quite large and heavy. It is you could call it a bathtub, but it's made of stone. Around about, you can see the initial carvings in one of the walls. That similar sun shape and sunburst radiating down on the wall. The place is quite well lit, mostly by candles, but I think there's 2 spots where you can see there is some manner of permanent torches, like mini floodlights that they sometimes have in certain cave systems. And to fill this space with a light. And you know, when you're a kindred and you're doing creepy things, especially when you're underground and it's at night, a lot of the times you tend to favor darkness. Not this group. It is bright in here as if it was daytime. You suspect that is intentional. And inside of this stone bathtub, it is completely filled with blood. And you can't tell very easily apart from one section just over halfway down where you see what looks like something inside of the water poking out. To be optimistic, it could just be a knee. But if there's somebody in there, they're completely submerged. And there is a good 4 people here. And I guess there's like a moment, mostly for Dragoslav, but for the others, if you weren't aware of the conversation with Mitski, it's for Ish, because she can't see that there's somebody in that fighting, but like there's a strong likelihood there is somebody in there. So it is kind of 4, maybe a full hand.
Maybe a full head. She was right. She's so smart. I'm telling you
So
guys.
smart.
She's so smart.
These people are indeed chanting. They are stood around essentially at the 4 corners of what this tub is, intentionally looking down. Hands are out and to their sides, in a pose that you would imagine is creating a little bit of intention in this way. And I suspect what they are chanting would be Latin. So it's clear that they're doing something. I am now going to turn it over to you guys, of the intentions in this moment of how you feel your character is going to do something to bring about a conclusion to this. There's something going on. It feels ritualistic. Lewis, you can feel the intention in the room. Whatever is going on and whatever is inside of that tub, there is something happening here. And it is whether you watch with curiosity to see what they're doing until its completion, whether the intention is to interrupt it and gather intel, or given that there's the likelihood for them to lean into defense would suggest that this could come to blows. And so, in what way would you like to try to control this situation, everybody? In whatever order you please.
My above table, so we can like kind of talk about this. My intention would be possibly to interrupt what's happening. Because I feel like if whatever is in there wakes up, we don't even have to wait for 2012 to see if we die or not. That's my idea of what's gonna be in there. I don't know what's in there. What do you guys think? Interruption? Do we wait?
I want to go see what's in the tub.
I don't
Yeah.
think really want to see what's in the tub. Can I just grab him out of the tub? Interrupt it that way?
I think Lewis's intention is he's going to try and take control of the ritual from them. He's going to try and like interject himself and overpower their will because he's a better wizard than them. He's probably not, but he thinks he is.
That's the thing. Well, what you're noticing is that whatever they're doing, there is intention to this.
Yeah.
And you could call it a ritual if you were a layman.
So inclined.
To your mind, there is no blood sorcery actually happening here. Nothing that would be recognized as such anyway. And you would know how to enact some of the things that you're capable of doing to not just control what's going on, but perhaps try to control this giant bathtub full of Vitae.
Yeah.
Yeah, blood wizard. What are you gonna do with the blood bath?
With a big pool of blood.
With
the
It's like Christmas.
And just to add a little bit of flavor, I think as there's a moment of hesitation to you, I suppose, a person is going to walk in from another area, and you can see that clearly the tunneling continues on. This is a created and large intentional chamber. You've come in through one entrance/exit. It looks like there is at least one other here. And you will see someone moving into the space wearing, it looks like robes almost. White, looks silk, hanging rather beautifully off her form. It's just none of you are toward her. And there's gold accenting. She has a headdress pinned into her hair, which is tied up in this sort of like loose updo. And it is points of gold creating a sunburst at the back of her head. And she has some blood on her hands when she enters. And you see her moving in and turning her hand like this to place it almost into the blood, where you might presume a head to be. The thing that's going to catch you guys is that for Sloane, you do recognize this person. She is Catherine Henkel. She is somebody who is of the same bloodline as you. She's just a different cousin offshoot from you and Landon. This person who was meant to be coming up to visit, it looks like she is already here. Now, we have that little bestial failure sitting in my pocket. Seeing her presence here and her involvement is going to enrage you. What you do with that, I'm giving you full agency, but know that your ability to deal with this in a cool, calm, and collected fashion is being compromised. Now, we're all capable of some cool shit. What are we doing?
Dragoslav, do you want to do something?
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
You know, if Sloane were to say, like, point to the woman as she walks in and say, that kindred is a danger to the domain. We need to act now. And basically say, Dragoslav, you go there. And be like, Lewis, you go to the tub of blood. And do that.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon slap kill.
Yeah. Dragoslav. Yeah.
Uh,
And Altair, what are your intentions? Perched up there as you are, witnessing what you do below.
What is directly below me?
Those people standing around a bathtub and a big tub full of blood. And now there's a creepy hot lady who's putting her hand into the blood.
Jump in, jump in.
So I'm going with the theory of water
Cannonball.
displacement.
Yes. I'm going to use physics.
We use science to handle our problems in this
Yeah.
house.
Uh-huh.
He's going to very politely take his shoes off.
Okay.
And then with the candlestick is going to just fucking dead man drop into the tub. What's the worst?
Can this all happen at the same time? In slow-mo with
Yeah.
classical music playing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, Ray.
Yep. Okay. There's gonna be a moment, so cinematically, slow-mo, it all happens at the same time, and then speeds up, it's all happening at the same time, you know? Like one of those sort of like
Yeah.
Altair is about to dead drop into the bathtub. Dragoslav, what is it you're actually going in to do? You want to attack the lady?
Yeah. His beast is still out. This is happening in his backyard. And it seems like it's pissing Sloan off as well for some reason. He doesn't care what the reason is.
Realistically, depending on where you've come underground, this could be technically your domain. This is your domain, and as per Camarilla traditions, what they are doing here is breaking those traditions.
Yeah. As soon as Sloan is like basically like they need to be taken out, there is just the snap of a look as he just goes and is full on just grasping her and like biting at her, like intention to just rip out neck and throat.
Yeah. She's mid like sexy lady ritual, putting my hand in the oh my god, this monstrous Nosferatu comes charging at her out of the dark. Okay. Lewis, what will you be doing in terms of influencing this moment?
I think as soon as Dragoslav sort of makes contact with this will disrupt it. I think I also drop down. I just jump. Is there a chance? Are we elevated? Sorry, I missed.
And
that.
not really. You're kind of coming in at the same level.
Okay,
yeah.
That's fine. I won't drop down because that
slightly
doesn't make any
because
sense.
you're going slightly downhill, but not by much.
No, that's fine. I think it's just like I think Lewis just kind of like quite. Just like waves his hand and starts chanting like some nonsense, like magical language as he's just trying to take over this ritual.
Okay. I would like to know, as has been discussed, words and motions can have intention. If you were trying to take control of this ritual, what is your desired effect?
I want it to. Oh, sorry. My goal is to. This is called the bloodening. It's all about renewal. It's all about rebirth.
Yeah.
It's I can feel that it is doing something to the dragon lines, the ley lines. That's channeling quite a lot of power.
It
needs to go somewhere, and it should go to me.
If you're interested, when you're doing it, as you start to take control of the blood itself, the moment it gets close enough to you, if you are going to be the true freaky little guy that Ultramere are, where like other people, the logic is maybe don't lick it.
Yeah, don't.
But to a Tremere.
Don't do don't diabolise the ritual.
Yes. And yet, the closer that blood comes to your lips, you realize that blood has a very low generation.
Oh yeah, no, this is to make some.
What
this
if
is to
we
make
all
something
drink from the
stronger.
bloodbath, guys?
Why would you do that when it's all for me? You can't drink it
Yes.
because
You
it's for
can't
me.
drink it all. You can't drink a
Yes.
bath blood.
Okay.
I'll give it a try.
All right. And Sloane, provided they are going and doing what they are told, is there anything that you're doing beyond telling them what to do?
Unleashing the dogs and washing from the show.
Yeah, I was about to say there's not really a reason to interact with anything else right now.
Okay. You were just hoping, and what I will say, that initial failure was that feeling of not being in control feels unacceptable.
Mhm.
And so telling these two people what to do and waiting to watch them do it is like your beast desperately trying to regain some of that control again. And so that's essentially what is happening in this moment. Okay. So Altair. What does one get you to roll when you were trying to death drop into a giant pool of blood?
With the candelabra.
With the candelabra.
Dexterity, athletics.
Athletics to see if he can aim correctly.
It's definitely dexterity and athletics, I would say. Yeah. Yeah. Have you have not, or have you blood surged so far today?
I haven't.
You haven't. Would you
You're
like
about to drop
Shall
into like a
I?
giant slushy. You're fine.
I mean,
Let's do
you
it.
you could get hunger, but equally, like, you're about to jump into
You
a
can
pool of
fix
blood. So
it.
the solution is right there below you.
Let's go.
It's the circular economy. Hell yeah!
Hell yeah! 5 successes.
Can I specifically ask to let the beast out?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. I'm going to describe what I think is going to happen, and then I'm going to let you color and flavor it, if you will, because this is your contribution to fucking up this ritual. So we see Altair launching himself out of the cavern above with more grace than perhaps people would give you credit for. And as you drop down and you land into this pool, and there's this sudden whoosh where usually it has to rise first and then it heads out along the sides. It kind of creates that waterfall effect essentially as it is being displaced. So to your eyes as you're going in, suddenly you just see this shadow, this dark form from above. And then there's this moment where the blood rises up into this wall around you all, and it's like caught in the place, and it's something to behold. And what we see at the center of that, and I think for a moment it's just you, Altair, it's just your vision of this person of what you see going on, shielded by this wall of blood as you land. And your beast wraps its claws around the neck of this person who was submerged, and you stand in the tub to lift them up with you. And you can see that whatever succumbing to this ritual that they had going on while they were here and submerged, there is a moment where their eyes are open. They were already defenses lowered in that moment, in that ritual, and your eyes will connect for just a moment before you reach out and latch on to this person, and there's just it's like a burst. There's a burst of song in your head as the truth behind your blood and its source. And although by a freak of circumstance you were never fully connected to it, it does not mean that the source is not there. And in that moment, there is this ringing out almost like heavenly bells and you feel that warmth on your skin again of the sun, and you realize that the person that you're feeding on is not the owner of the blood around you, but there was so much of that blood on this person and the essence being absorbed that your eyes will suddenly open in this moment with this bright sun, and it is like you are locking eyes with this person. And it's strange because you see two things. You first see a man, darker skin. I want to say some braids in the hair. Is that what Monty looks like? I think so. Monty Coven. And then suddenly there's another face that comes to the forefront of slightly warm toned skin, dark hair, longer, and you don't know who these people are, but these people are a people. They are a person. It's you feel that raveling of the web telling you that one of these people is the owner of the blood that is in this tub. And yet they are the same person. You don't know it in that moment, Altair, but you have seen a vision for something that maybe 4 people in the entire world know, and that is Mithras is not dead. He was diablerized, but is possessing the body of who attempted that diablerie. And so you see a truth in that moment, and true to the curse of that blood, you will never be able to tell somebody what you saw. The blood will pour away. Lewis. As you're kind of trying to control it, you notice suddenly the blood is moving very effectively. At first you think it's you, and then you realize it's not. It's just been tossed out of this tub by a dropping caitiff. You are able to draw this blood towards you, and I think if you are willing to allow it to enter into yourself, because you have the ability to essentially manipulate blood and turn it into a kind of like mist and draw it into yourself as if you were feeding. Do you want to taste of it?
You said I can smell how powerful this is.
You can smell that it's powerful, yes.
I don't think I do.
Okay.
I think instead, I think that temptation is there, and I think some of it starts to turn into mist, and then my intention is to just disperse it. That isn't the type of power I want.
No.
I want the power of the ley lines, but that's a different thing.
Yes. So you are able to control this blood, and I think whatever symbolism they had on these walls starts to become expunged by just this flood of blood in this chamber. Everything is getting drenched by this at this point. And so the symbolism and tension set out by these people is interrupted. And so aided by the fact that this person is now suspended by Altair and being fed upon, you have interrupted whatever ritual they were trying to do. You feel quite powerful in this moment. And yet, what I will ask is for an intelligence occult, if you'll allow, and you can add your speciality because it ties to your blood magic.
Oh, that's terrible. I've got
Oh
willpower.
my.
It's better.
5 is much better. What I will say is that in this moment, you're able to change the intention of what the energy is in this room. The energy that you felt coming into this was, as you said, rebirth. And the you could tell from the symbolism that the sunlight was involved in this. And it seems like the rebirth was whoever was in that tub, and that they were trying to empower them in some way with the blood that they were submerged in. So what intention do you shift it to? And you're the blood mage who uses blood in order to invigorate and empower your own rituals. You are currently in control of incredibly powerful vitae, so feel free to throw a little stank on it, my friend.
So, I think you said there's, so correct me. There's the one that Dragoslav is currently fighting.
Yeah.
Those other
There was
people who were
so there was
sort of,
four other people who were stood around the tub doing the initial chanting.
Yeah.
There was the lady who came in as a fifth person, and then there was technically a sixth person who was submerged. That's the person who's being lifted up by Alter.
Okay. My intention is to completely reverse this ritual. The energy is all about renewal and rebirth. It goes to stagnation, decay, and sort of and stasis, because
Okay.
I'm reinforcing the kindred sort of mentality on this, and
Right.
my intentionality is to push that energy back towards the
Okay.
others that were part of the initial thing.
Okay.
And I think
Yeah.
Lewis is just like, you're not good at this. I'm better.
Okay, so in that moment, I think you are essentially able to pull some of the vitality from the people who were here, who were using that vitality for this concept of rebirth, and weakening them in this moment. Because you are where there is veins of the earth, what you are doing is slightly empowered, and I'm gonna add into that for flavor. It almost feels like it's a little too powerful. You feel incredibly powerful in this moment, and you're using blood that is essentially that of a Methuselah level. With what you were doing, fueled by veins of the earth, and it's like you feel supercharged. And we can do with that what we will when we get there. Okay, Dragoslav, you're going in to attack this woman. I would love, if you will, to roll another strength brawl with your potence to go in and try to savage this person.
Okay.
Normally this person might be able to put up a decent fight, but what Lewis is currently trying to do is perhaps going to weaken her in that moment. Whoa. 8 successes. This may be the last thing that you roll today. Do you want to do your last willpower just to kind of see if it's even more?
8.
Overkill. Overkill.
9 successes.
9 successes.
Oh my God.
It is definitely overkill with this person. She is the blood of Ventru. She is somebody who should normally have the fortitude to withstand a lot of things, but in this moment, the force of will of a Nosferatu of your type, with the strength behind the limbs that you have in this moment where she is being weakened and her power source in this moment is being weakened. Please describe to me what this overkill looks like.
I think as we kind of see it in that kind of slow, fast motion, we see in slow motion him just immediately. He does not have celerity, but he is quick for his build, and he goes and runs at her, and we see that same imagery that you described, like almost a shadow coming of someone on your peripheral, something like that, coming back to life. And we see it kind of fast forward again, and he's grabbing her, and it's almost in a strange, like, romantic dip. Like, he turns her and he's grabbing her, and it's almost like from far away, it almost feels like someone dipping someone that they love when they're dancing, right? And all we see is the maw open, and there is a rage that is, you were in my house. And he does not do it unwillingly. He decides to let that beast out. And with the strength of like a gator grip jaw, he just snaps down on her throat and just rips out whatever he can.
I think the sheer force and the type of mod that you have, it can be to a point where with very little effort, the head could be fully removed.
Yeah, he would do that.
Okay. For Sloane, I am gonna ask for a composure resolve roll from you. to maintain a control over your own beast in this moment, because to try and claim back and get a grip on having some control in this moment, it is also about having control over yourself. Okay. I think it's not a complete failure, but it is creating a lot of difficulty, and I would like you to flavor what is the last moment of this scene before we move on to our epilogues. What does this scene mean for Sloane? With the walls of blood and Altair proving just how old and powerful he truly is in that moment to grasp a hold of that. Lewis feels supercharged in this moment, almost to the point that he feels dangerous. And Dragoslav just ripped a woman's throat out so severely her head nearly came off.
I think there is a very wary satisfaction. As in, these are all beings that can do a lot of harm. And the wariness comes from that, but then also thinking, but as long as I put up the best facade, they are still listening to me. And so it's I think they're in another reality there could have been fear here at seeing what all of them could do, right? But it's a thought of the moment you let fear get in, it gets in the way of how you need to appear to these people. And as long as you appear the way you've done all this time, that's all that matters. And it's yeah, it's just I think in everything that's happening, she's the only one that's just standing kind of close to the door and letting it happen, and trying to appear calm in it.
Yeah. Sure. Sometimes you don't need to be in control, you just need people to believe that you are. Okay. So, the situation is dealt with, the ritual interrupted, and people got to flex into part of themselves that they maybe had forgotten was there, that they embrace regularly and know it to truly be who they are, or perhaps embrace a level of power that you were never meant to have. The events of 2012 in the UK are well documented in the fall of London. Operation Antigen is spearheaded by the Second Inquisition, hunters razing the kindred population of London to the ground. In Edinburgh, the cult of Mithras slither their way out of London and head to the north, led by the pater Roger de Camden. And they too raze the kindred population to the ground. It is documented that those of any title or note in the city are executed in order to ensure they exhibit their dominance. Either that, or they manage to find a way out of the city to flee that fate. We're now going to visit each of our council members to discover what fate befell them as the events progress through the following year. And I guess we'll come to them. Lewis.
Yeah. Lewis is one of the first to be executed. That experience has left him even more arrogant than he was before. He's felt what it's like to be more than he is, and he felt it, and he honestly thought that it was lacking. He could be even more than that if he so chose, and he is blinded to the oncoming threat. Something that he'd prized for a very long time was the fact that he put himself in positions where he was the underdog, and therefore to win was a challenge, and he made himself not the underdog then, and it blinds him. he is staked very quickly, and people just don't see him for a very long time until the cult makes their final move, and he is trussed up and made an example of. It is pathetic, and he all of his vaunted knowledge is worthless.
Love to hear it. Sloan Burley.
I think throughout the months to come, that clinging onto a sense of control remains. We can see Sloan working with scourges. And when the current scourges get taken down, work with new ones who try and pick up the job. We could see Sloan in her media empire trying to remain in control and build this out further and further as media develops, despite all of the kindred things and mayhem going on, trying to cling to the sense of I am building out this empire, and as long as I get high enough in this, I can build my own tower that's high enough that nobody can reach it. Um, and throughout the months, she keeps going and going in this, never trying to show a sign of hesitation, continuing to do the tactics that she always used and getting others to be in debt to her to get to the position she wants to be at, until at a certain point there's no one left under her to use. And at that moment, she could decide to flee. She could decide to grovel with people who share her blood. Or she could decide to, when sometimes people romanticized in movies when a noble person went to the guillotine, and they romanticize it by saying that that person held their head up high as their head was put on the chopping block. That's the perfect kind of symbolism for how Sloan would have ended up in Edinburgh.
Executed, but head held high. Altair.
I think Altair had a taste of power that he hadn't quite known in a long time amongst those walls of blood. He would have quickly fallen back under Sloane's kind of, I guess, wing, if we want to call it that. But I think he definitely started to branch out a little further. He started making connections, not upwards, but downwards. He would have started trying to get in with other thin bloods that were potentially in the area, others who were maybe trying to get away, or others who were aware of the situation at some sort of level. And I think would have started making deals to try and find his own way out. He's used to this. This is his life. He goes from place to place to place. When something gets too dangerous, he finds a new plan to go somewhere else. I think he would have extended this out, at least to Dragoslav for keeping his secret. And I think he would have considered giving it to Sloan, but then wasn't entirely sure what he'd be taking with him. And I think you just see I think, a small town in northern England. Sort of the hearse packed up down a back alley somewhere and a for sale sign coming down.
Nice. Dragoslav.
Dragoslav, I think there is a scattering of what sources were solid and everything that they technically control, all the information that they were able to get until their very source of information fell to this Inquisition. And there was a moment where he understood this is bad. He's a logical man. He is not an emotional man. The math is not mathing. The equations are saying what they're saying. This is bad. And he starts following his plan because Dragoslav is a man that always has a plan. And he calls favors and he talks to people. And the first thing he does, despite being Primogen, which is a duty he does take seriously, is call in a favor that he had with a certain High Lord.
Hmm.
And it tells him everything in my library, everything that's inside my library, you take to safety. You keep with you and you keep safe. He made sure that our High Lord agreed to those words because when he did come to collect that, he would see a confused group of Garrett and his ghouls.
Mm-hmm.
And I think our High Lord understands that he has to keep them safe.
Yeah.
And there is a following nights, weeks, months where he is making sure that his people, the people that he was in charge of, because he has a sense of duty that he has never left him from when he was human, that the tower is coming down. His loyalty was never to a structure, but to the people he was given. And he spends the coming nights trying to make sure all of his people are out, even if he has to sacrifice himself. And I think there is a moment where he realizes that this might be it. And may I ask, how does Altair reach out to Dragoslav, if I may?
Mm-hmm.
He would have gotten a message from a burner phone. He's learned to be smart and he's learned from the best. It just would have been, I think, a postcode, a date, and just the words, if you want to live, this is your chance.
I think there's a moment where we see him, the outskirts of the city, and you can see the consequences of that assault. And we just see a tall man watching over the disaster, the toppling of the tower. He has a bag and a little rat on his shoulder. And he gets on a motorcycle and leaves the rest to fend for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's done his job and he's done his duty.
Yeah.
And like always, one must move on.
Indeed. There will be a moment when the two of you reunite, and it's maybe a month in, where seemingly out of a wall, with some confusion, is going to be Garrett and your ghouls, confused as to how they got there, and they don't have an answer for you about how they managed to come through that wall. Carrion a note also with an address in script that is clearly from the High Lord. And the reason that Altair knows what just happened and how they got through that wall is you know the scent of the Fae when you smell it. They were given a backdoor by somebody who has some contacts himself. The rest of the city, those of note fall. Those who are able to be shaped come to serve the cult of Mithras in Edinburgh. What happens beyond is a tale for another night. So concludes our chronicle here. Edinburgh by night, the rising sun. The sun rose. Thank you for joining us. This has been an excellent little series with everybody here. Thank you for tuning in for our little epilogues as well at the end. I'm going to give my players a chance to do one last farewell to you and where we can find you in the future, and I will go at the end. Oh.
Have been penitent, and I've had the joy of playing Lewis Cowan, who remained a pathetic slime ball to the end. I have had a wonderful time, and I'm very thankful for everyone for joining us on this adventure. I'll pass it to my colleagues.
Hi, sorry, she, her. Had the absolute pleasure of being the power obsessed media muggle of a woman called Sloane. Yeah, it was great fun being a bad person and having players at the table that allowed and lifted up the play of being a bad person. So with that, it's always a joy. And maybe we'll see you next time.
Howdy, I've been Magpie, and I have had the joy of adding a, I think, closing chapter to Altair's little story. Yeah, thank you for joining in. Thank you for the table and everyone being super duper cool and very amazing, and it's been great.
Hi everyone. I spaced out for a second, but my name is Satan, has been Satan, and will be Satan for the foreseeable future. And I go by any pronouns. And I have been yours truly, Dragoslav, our loving Nosferatu monster. I mean Primogen. Yeah. God, what a game. I am here if you want to see me. I play a lot of games here with our lovely Humalu at the head most of the time, sometimes on the player seats if we're lucky. And yeah, that this is where I am. I'm not around many places.
And hi, it's me. I'm Emma, humbly on the internet. I have been the storyteller for this fine story. That concludes our first little foray into Vampire the Masquerade on this channel, but there will be some more in the future. Tomorrow you will see us for another episode of Blood and Lyrium. That is our Dragon Age sort of flagship show. Things have been wild and they're hoping to punch a slaver in the taint because that's what happens in Dragon Age.
I definitely didn't accidentally become a Grey Warden, don't worry.
Yeah. Aside from that, starting in May, you will see myself and Satan over at Valdriant's channel, also doing some Vampire the Masquerade that will officially get announced soon, but it is coming up fairly soon. And other than that, you just keep an eye out. I'm involved in a few things. A lot of it is on this channel. Also want to give a little shout out to Levita, who's in the chat. I'm assuming that I'm saying your name right. Who's in the chat. They are running a game over on Tales of Myth and Mayhem, which is The Fall of London. So the two games kind of connect because one leads into the other. It's fun. So go check that out if you want to see what happens in The Fall of London. Sounds great. I'm honestly interested in playing through that at some point. Aside from that, we can't see anyone on our usual roster to go and raid, so we are just going to end this evening. So please take care of yourselves for this channel. We'll see you tomorrow. And for this, we'll catch you later, everybody.
Bye.
Bye bye.